Good evening and welcome to all of you to this session. This will be a restream session of a live video conversation that we had really on Wednesday. If you have any questions while you are watching, please feel free to just note it down, and we will have a question and answer session at the end of this, the streamed video that you'll be watching. There are a few questions that we will be asking you during the course of this program, which has been already, I don't know the right word, videoed. Please feel free to enter your responses into the chat box. So it's about an hour or so, I think. I'm not very sure of the exact timings we've got. 3 questions to which you may please enter and answer. You have enough time to think about it and enter. And at the end of the program, we will have a question answer session where you can either enter your questions into the chat or you can come live with it. Thank you so much. And we're so delighted that all of you. Vishnu?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Yoga Sadhana program. I hope you're settled down, have taken a few breaths. You're completely present here with all of us. I want to thank the Heartfulness Foundation for this opportunity to bring Yoga Sadhana to a much wider audience. It's a very special program, and you will see why it is so special, because each one of us are special. And it's a program that allows us to meet ourselves and meet each other and celebrate a much deeper understanding of who we are, what is this world, what is our relationship. It really opens the window to know much more than what we think yoga is. Okay, so I'm going to start with a prayer and then we'll see where it takes us. So please sit with your back erect. Close your eyes, just make sure you're muted, and you can chant along with me or simply stay with your eyes closed, listening to this beautiful prayer. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Please continue to stay with your eyes closed. Make sure your posture is comfortable. If you're sitting on a chair, just make sure your feet are on the ground or on a footrest. Your spine is erect. Relax your shoulders. Bring your chin down slightly. Keep your jaws, your throat relaxed. And draw your attention to your body. Become aware of how you're feeling in your body right now. So for many of you in India, it is early morning. See if you're feeling fresh, if you're still carrying some residue from your sleep. Are you feeling restless in your body? Just get in touch with how you're feeling in your body right now. And now bring your awareness to your breathing. Become aware of your exhalation and your inhalation. Just observe how your breath is flowing right now. Without trying to think about it, just observe and feel the breath. Be with your exhalation. Once you complete it, be with your inhalation. And as you continue to pay attention to your breath, you will see that your breath is slowly expanding, deepening. Just let it happen. At the end of your exhalation, just pause for a second and then inhale. At the end of your inhalation, just pause for a second. As you exhale, recognize whatever you may be holding on to that does not belong to this moment. The thoughts, preoccupations of the past or the future. Just let everything drop away as you exhale. Empty yourself completely. Pause. And then when you inhale, invite this moment, fresh and nascent, to be born. Just observe how you feel in the present moment. And as you exhale, let go of that and wait to invite the next moment with the next inhalation. Take 3 breaths with complete attention to your exhalation, emptying, pausing, inhaling, and pausing. When you complete 3 breaths, you can slowly open your eyes. So, welcome once again. Thank you for joining today. I think more than anything else, today, in today's world, just having time to sit quietly and breathe itself is a great privilege, don't you think? How many of us have the time to just sit quietly and breathe, nothing to do? You don't have to run anywhere, you don't have to think anything, you don't have to do anything. Just simply be with your breath. Seems like a lot of effort, no? Because we are so used to running and doing and filling our time with something or the other. We don't even know what we're doing, right? So this yoga sadhana space that we have created is with an intention that we really come back to the most fundamental aspects of yoga, the most basic aspects of yoga. It's like the basic language of yoga. We have to learn that language. We have to relearn it because sometimes we get so much into it that we forget what is yoga. So I was just Googling to find out how many people practice yoga in the world. And they said it is some 300 million yogis in this world. So they're already calling people practicing yoga as yogis. Then I don't know what a yogi is, really. So there are 2 aspects to this yoga sadhana that we want to explore with all of you. One is, what is yoga itself? Okay, because each one of us have a different definition or understanding of what is yoga. The classical texts talk about yoga in so many different ways. There are so many meanings, so many definitions, so many ways of looking at what is yoga. It's like the 6 blind men feeling different parts of an elephant and saying, oh, this is the elephant. Okay. So we continue to hold different ideas about yoga. And at each time, we think this is it, right? So if I think yoga is asana, just going to a group class 3 times a week or 2 times a week or once in a while and doing some stretches, following the instructions of a teacher. And I say, I practice yoga. I do yoga. Okay. Or I sit down and meditate. And hopefully, if I have practice and I'm part of a tradition, maybe I'm meditating very regularly. I say, oh, yeah, I meditate. I do yoga and I meditate. As if meditation and yoga are two different things, right? So, what is this really, what we are talking about? What is yoga? We need to understand that. We need to look at that more deeply. Because the reason is, if we truly understood what is yoga, okay, then probably we'll get so much more out of it than what we are getting right now. We're literally only scratching the surface as practitioners, 300 million practitioners across the world, scratching the surface. Yeah, because if truly 300 million yogis were there in this world will be definitely a different world. Yeah, there wouldn't be so much unrest or war or violence and pain. Yeah, it could have shifted the consciousness. So there's something good, right, we are doing, that so many people are practicing or are dabbling with what is yoga. But also we could do better, right, if we really understood what this is. That's one aspect. The second aspect is, what is sadhana? Because yoga is not simply studying something, learning something, understanding something intellectually, or just doing a physical practice. Okay, it is a sadhana. It is a practice that has to impact every aspect of our life. It has to touch every aspect of our life. Otherwise, it is not yoga, it is not yoga sadhana. So we want to look at what this yoga sadhana is. And yeah, true, we are all mostly householders involved with so many things. We play so many roles in our life. We have our priorities. We seem to have less and less time to do what is important. We seem to be wasting a lot of time doing a lot of things that we don't even know what it is, right? So sadhana has to be defined for each one of us. We have to find our sadhana. Each individual has to find that and be with it. So we will explore these two aspects today, right? To really understand what is yoga, to really understand what is sadhana, practice. Okay, because without practice, there is no yoga. Just by occasionally getting into a practice or going to a group class or studying something or periodically, working with a teacher or doing a course. Oh, by the way, that is the reason how Yoga Sadhana was born, because I found in the last 10, 15, 20 years, a lot of shift in the way we have understood yoga and we practice yoga. Most people come into yoga to become a teacher nowadays, before even we have rooted in a practice. So when I want to be a yoga teacher, I'm learning a lot of things. I'm integrating a lot of knowledge and practices and tools and techniques. And I'm learning, okay, now how do I teach it? How do I offer it to somebody? Right? So what happens is I take something and I learn how to work with it and offer it to somebody. Now, where is my own practice there? How can I internalize what I'm learning and then offer it? That part somewhere missing, right? We found that was missing. So people, we are getting so much into teaching and learning and doing more and more with yoga that we forget that the real fundamental experience of daily practice is what will take us forward in understanding what is yoga. So everyday practice is required. And then we'll say, yeah, it's just too much. I don't have 1 hour every day. I don't have that time. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Do you have 20 minutes? Can you do something? So we'll have to define what that practice is for ourselves. But before that, we have to ask ourselves, why are we here? Right? What brings us here? Because the real readiness for yoga, okay, does not come from having a problem and just looking for a solution. Because the solutions are always looked for outside of us. We have a problem, we are looking for something outside of us. And we might find a solution, and that might offer us some kind of a temporary relief or respite. And then we have some other problem, and then we are looking for some solution. What yoga says is, unless we are able to look at ourselves and say that I have a problem, I want to change this, and I can do something about it, okay, I am not ready for yoga. So the very first sutra in the Yoga Sutra is explaining this very beautifully. Atha Yoga Anushasana. Atha, the word atha means I am ready. Or I'm asking myself, am I ready? Okay, here, now, am I ready for this? It's a question that each one of us as practitioners, as teachers, or whoever we are interested in yoga, have to ask ourselves again and again every day. Am I ready for this journey? Okay. Because this journey is not an outward journey, it is an inward journey. And what is this journey towards understanding what is yoga? Okay. And the third word, anushasanam, means it can only be understood through practice. I have to practice. It is only through practice I will understand what is yoga. Okay. And of course, we will define practice. We will look at the different components of practice. But the first step is to ask myself, can I make time? Can I make space for simply practicing so that I can understand what is yoga? Okay. That's why I said in the beginning, just to even sit quietly and do some breathing itself is like a huge step in this direction to make that time. Yeah. So how do I know that I'm really ready for yoga? Okay. I'm going to ask Gauri to step in to look at that question more deeply.
Sorry. The last 3 years have seen all of us throughout the world, everywhere, go through some pretty incredible times. It has been unexpected, unusual, difficult for everybody in some way or the other. And almost every last one of us has experienced a combination of things, including pain, illness, loss, uncertainty, changes in our economic and social conditions, health issues, stress, enormous amounts of stress. Today, after the 3 years of what we have begun to experience as a whole, I think almost all of us are looking to see how to make sense of this. Where are we? What has happened? And where are we? We are seeking, I think, we want to find some sense of calm within us, a feeling of being able to work with whatever is confronting us, to feel capable and not frozen in this helplessness. At this moment, we invite each one of you to reflect on what you are looking for through this program. Please take 1 minute and share with us in the chat box using a word or a phrase what has brought you here today. Lekha.
Thank you for sharing the reasons that have propelled you into this space. So as I'm reading your messages, I connect with every one of the desires that are there, every intention that is there in the chat box. Our reasons to come into a space like this can be simply to deepen our own existing practice of meditation or whatever it is that we are doing. It could be to actually explore the deep discontentment that sometimes we feel about who we are and where we are at life. Or it could be to, you have learned yoga for a while and you are holding the question, is this all? How do I take this teaching and then apply it in my everyday life? Or it could be something much more deeper that can't even be put into words. It's a seeking that has no words that can actually describe it. What I would like to invite you to do is to actually take a moment, close your eyes, and just get in touch with this intention that has brought you into this space. Just allow yourself to completely experience the intention that you have come into the space with. As you hold this intention, observe what is happening to your body. How are you experiencing this in your body? As you continue to hold this intention, how is that impacting your breath? Observe what thoughts are coming up. What emotions, what feelings are you in touch with at this moment? When you feel ready, open your eyes and please share in the chat box what came up for you. What did you observe in your body, in your breath, in your thoughts and feelings as you held the intention that propelled you into this space? Now I would like you to again sit back. Close your eyes. And I would like you to explore. You have this intention that you're holding. What is preventing you from actually manifesting this intention? I want you to think about all the obstacles, all the limitations, all the challenges, everything that is actually stopping you from experiencing this reality that you want to create for yourself. Take the time to really look at all that stops you. As you become aware of all these obstacles, all these limitations, all the challenges that is preventing you from making this intention a reality, what are you sensing in your body? How are you experiencing this physically? What about your breath? As you think about these factors, how is it impacting the flow of your breath? What thoughts are coming up? What are you feeling? When you're ready, open your eyes and please share what you experienced as you became aware of the obstacles, the challenges on your path. I would like you to sit back comfortably. If you are sitting in a chair, ensure that your feet is firmly planted on the ground or in a footrest. If you're sitting on the floor, then just sit comfortably, spine erect, relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Take a moment to relax the body and just feel the ease of the breath flowing in and out of the body. Just allow the breath to flow freely, seamlessly. Continue to keep your eyes closed. As you inhale, raise your arms from the side all the way up, joining the palms together above your head. Pause for a second, and as you exhale, lower the arms from the side. Repeat it 4 more times at your own pace. Remember to pause at the end of inhalation and at the end of exhalation. Once you're done with the 5 repetitions, take a couple of moments to be aware of how this movement has impacted your body, your breath, and the state of your mind. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Gauri.
So this exercise that we just engaged with was to firstly look at some situation, some issue that is problematic or causing us pain or creating in us a sense of dis-ease, where we're not entirely comfortable with the space that we are experiencing. And then, if we see the possibility of a solution, how does it make us feel? What happens to us in body, breath, and mind when something grips us? What happens to us when we see a release? That journey from pain, from restlessness, from maybe a sense of yearning, to a space of ease, of calm, of joy, of acceptance, of being in the moment is yoga. Most times, we almost automatically turn to look at the world through someone or something or a situation to be the solution, to help put us into that happy space. And we forget, or we choose to ignore, that such a solution may be only temporary at best, or maybe only partially going to meet our need, or may only work for some of the time in a certain context. So then, why yoga? How does yoga help? Yoga says there is another way to live, that we can let ourselves act from a space of greater clarity, so we make fewer mistakes, so we don't engage constantly with anxiety or depression or ill health, misunderstandings, clouded interpersonal relationships, and therefore we suffer less. But how does that happen? Yoga says this journey is about knowing ourselves better. It is how to look at a problem, how to understand the possibilities that exist, and how to act from a calm space. This difference in how we experience a situation, how we move from a space and a state of helplessness to a space of being able to hold and to work with something, is yoga. How we normally experience life and the ability to change that normal reactive space into a place of responding is yoga. Saras.
Yeah, so we started with this question in the beginning, right? Atha yoga anushasanam. Are you ready for yoga? Am I feeling ready? Now, sometimes it's a very simple question to ask. Of course, I'm ready. Otherwise, I wouldn't make the time and be sitting here. People in India, 6 o'clock in the morning. What am I doing here? If I'm not ready, why would I be here, right? But if you really ask that question more deeply, then so much more will get revealed. So what yoga is demanding of us, which we demanded of you today, we took you through this whole journey. You started with saying, okay, I'm feeling light and relaxed and calm and so good and peaceful. And then what happened? Like I asked you, what, if you really want to feel all this all the time, we all want to be happy and relaxed and calm and peaceful all the time, right? But what's coming in the way? It's not our usual state all the time. We would like it to be, right? We seek it to be. That's why when we come into a yoga class, we're already assuming this class is going to make me calm and peaceful and relaxed and joyful and all that. So I'm already bringing that energy into the space, like this is how I'm feeling already, right? And then we churned you a little bit. And then all the discomfort started coming, the breath became shallow, there was burning in the spine, the stomach something was happening. And then, looking within and looking at this discomfort itself is so uncomfortable. right? I don't want to do that. Why am I coming into a yoga class and made to feel so miserable? Like, having all this shallow breath and all this. Are we in the wrong place? You must be wondering, right? So the real question about Atha Yoga Anushasanam is, am I willing to look deeply into myself? Okay, understand myself. Am I ready to walk this path? It's not going to be always a bed of roses. It's not like you are in Shavasana perpetually, where the teacher can make you relax and feel relaxed and calm and happy. And of course, we need that. Yeah, if we are agitated, if we are stressed, we do need practices that will relax and calm us. But is that what is going to take us in the direction of yoga? I'm not sure, because then we are constantly looking for something outside that will calm us, that will relax us, that will fix our problems temporarily. Then as long as I'm sitting on everything, I cover it up and I'm feeling relaxed and calm, I think everything is under control. Until I step out of the space and I have to have an argument with somebody, or I have to deal with some difficult situation, then I don't know where I am, right? So the real entry into yoga sadhana, as we are looking at it and defining it, is to ask of oneself, am I really ready to get into this exploration of yoga? An exploration of yoga means exploration of myself, looking at myself more deeply, and willing to be fully present with myself in all ways, intensely, deeply being with myself. Okay, whether it's joy or pain or anger or irritation or envy or whatever that might be, can I be with myself fully? Then already we are getting into yoga. Okay, so this whole journey that we went through in the last, say, 1 hour, close to 1 hour, is to just help you to have a glimpse of what this yoga sadhana is all about. And I hope we haven't frightened you too much. That we are not asking you to come here to feel uncomfortable. Okay, we are asking you to come here and really explore the possibilities that lie beyond these temporary states of discomfort, pain, etc. There's something more that we can discover and explore. So now I want to ask you, are you ready? Okay, Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Are you really ready for yoga? Okay, you're not even in a physical space. You can even just leave if you're not ready. But ask yourself, am I ready? Okay, because it is a journey that requires a certain kind of commitment, conviction, and courage. It's not going to be so easy. It won't be difficult either, let me tell you, because we're all here. We're happily here. We are here to work with you, move with you very happily. So it cannot be so difficult. It cannot be so painful, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't want to share it with so many people. So yes, yes. No, no. Not sure. It's okay. Wherever we are. Okay. The first step is to meet ourselves where we are. Atha means to recognize this is where I am. Okay. Yoga is what is that I'm seeking. Many of you said, I want to understand yoga sadhana. I want to go deeper into my practice. I want to understand yoga itself. I want to know more. I want to practice more. Right? That is what we are seeking. Anushasanam is, am I willing to commit to practice? And practice has to be defined. Right? It's not just doing some asana practice, some breathing practice, some meditative practice. It is a practice that is going to take me towards yoga. Okay, something that will help me to stabilize myself, clear my mind. Yeah. What is this practice all about? Initially, when you go to a yoga class, we are looking for something. Yeah, maybe there is pain in the body. I want the pain to come down. Maybe I want better circulation. Maybe I want to have a calm mind. Maybe I want to be more focused. I want to experience less stress in myself. Right? There may be many things I am looking for. Then I get that. I get some level of relief and respite from whatever I am having to deal with. Then I say, oh, that's yoga. That's all. I go, I do some Surya Namaskar stretches. I feel so good in my body, so much energy, vitality. I can, go through the whole day. That's yoga. Then tomorrow some other problem will come. Then I'm looking for some other solution. I'm searching, saying, okay, somebody or something has to fix this problem for me. Okay. So for every little problem that we experience in life, whether it is not knowing how to take care of our body, or not knowing how to deal with problems in relationship, or not knowing how to improve our work efficiency, or not even knowing how to deal with our emotions, how to sleep better, how to be a better parent, whatever may be the questions that we come with, yoga has, I won't say solution, it has a direction. Because if I tell you solution, no, you want the solution. I won't give you any solution because I don't know. We are not here to dispense of solutions. We are here to show the direction and say, yeah, if you move in this direction, if you're willing to walk this path, if you're willing to commit to a practice, you will find the way. Nobody has to actually give you something. And the beauty of yoga is, it's not like you start the journey and at the end of the journey, you will find light. You will find the fruits. Every step in the journey, you will find fruits. You will find benefits, every little step. But that is not all. That's only the beginning. Like when you do stretching, right? If you have done this with your breath, already you feel some ease in your spine, some ease in your body. Your mind would have been a little better. Your body would have been more relaxed. But that's not it. There's more. Yeah. So as you continue to pay attention to your practice more and more deeply, you'll discover more. You will see more. You will understand what is yoga better. And through that, you will understand who you are better. I think the key is, if we know ourselves better, okay, we will suffer less. And we will cause less problem in the world. We will be better people in the world. Is that not what we all want? Right? So why are we not asking? I want to really address this problem. It is making me uncomfortable. I want to deal with it. And I'm willing to deal with it, and I'll walk this path. Then I can say truly, Atha Yoga Anushasan. And I'm ready to practice. It's not a physical practice. It is not an intellectual pursuit. It's something more than that. Okay? So like what Gauri was alluding to, we all have problems. We encounter problems. Sometimes we don't have problems. We are happy. We are fine. Everything is going well. And even then there is one little bit of fear, or what if something goes wrong? I'm so happy. What if this happiness goes away? There is that fear. I want to be happy all the time. I want to cling on to all the conditions that will keep me happy and peaceful. Right? I don't want to let go of that. And then if there is a problem, I want to run away from it. I want to get rid of it. I don't want to look at it. I want to fight with it. So this is the story of our life. Yoga helps us to see this and understand this better. Okay. So what essentially we are looking at as yoga sadhana is to really work with the mind. Okay. The real essence of yoga is about working with the mind. That you are learning to change the way you experience reality by changing your mind. So normally we, at least in the last 3 years, it's become even more pronounced and intense. We are so distracted. We are so restless. I was just telling my colleagues that life was much simpler 3 years ago, right? I had to be in this place. I have to be in this place. Today I have to be here. I have to be 1,000 miles away at the same time. Okay, in a different time zone. I have to deal with so many things. It's so complex, right? Imagine what's happening to the children, what's happening to the younger people. Just really very bizarre. So this mind that is experiencing all of this all the time is never able to be in this moment. Have you really noticed that? Are you in this moment? Are you with me? Fully? To some extent, maybe little. A part of my mind is planning something else, some other thoughts are coming, right? Just take a few deep breaths. Just sit up. And as you breathe, allow your mind to go deep into yourself and settle down there. Just be here. Nowhere to go, just be here. So partially, you're able to experience some level of being centered, being in the moment, but possibly there are many other channels that are running in the mind, pulling you in different directions. It's possible, right? Now, this is our usual state of mind, that we can be attentive, but we can also get easily distracted. Okay? This is a state of mind that we are in most of the time. In Sanskrit, it's called the Vikshipta state. So somebody can type out. Vikshipta, it's like an oscillating mind. Okay. Now, this mind is capable of a lot of things. With this mind, we're able to do so much in our life, right? It's not a very attentive mind. It's not a very focused mind, but still we're able to achieve quite a lot. Yoga says this is your starting point, because you recognize that if I can be more attentive, if I can be more present fully, yeah, I can do better. Maybe I can see things with greater clarity, understand something, I can respond more appropriately. But even with this mind, I'm able to manage. Then what happens? Some problem comes. It could just be like 1 minute I'm in this Vikshipta state, another moment, maybe it's a message or a call or something happened, mind becomes extremely agitated, restless. We all experience that, right? It starts jumping around like a monkey. It's called the Kshipta mind. It's really like a monkey. It cannot stay. It is so restless. It is so agitated. And that mind is like boiling water, you're churning the water. You can't see what is under that. You can't see yourself. Yeah. And a lot of people experience this state a lot of time, more than what we can imagine. Different shades of it, different intensities of it. That's what causes anxiety. That's what causes some level of we're not comfortable where we are, but we don't know what the discomfort is. We don't have time to look at ourselves. We're running from one thing to the other. Yeah, Kshipta. Then there is another state of mind. It is so dull, so lethargic that we just, it's like wallowing in a muddy pool, like a water buffalo. completely oblivious to what is happening. Such a mind cannot even see what is happening. It's not ready for yoga. So the kshipta and the third state, what I am calling it, the mudha, like the water buffalo, these two states, one is not ready for yoga. Only when you are in the vikshipta state, you're ready for yoga. Then I can say I can do something now. I'm attentive, I'm also distracted, I'm also feeling dull, but I'm attentive, so I can progress. Now, what yoga says is that as you practice, what is really happening through practice, whether it is your asana or your pranayama or your meditation, what's happening through practice, it is you're cleaning your mind. You're reducing the tendency for the mind to be so distracted. You're reducing the heaviness and the dullness of the mind. You're making it more and more quiet and steady and clear. This is what we do through practice. When the mind can become more and more steady and quiet and clear, like a clear sheet of water, you can look at your reflection. You can look at the bottom of the water body very clearly. Such a mind is what we want through yoga. This requires practice. This requires that we do asana so that we reduce the restlessness of the mind. Asana also to take care of the body, because if we don't take care of the body will consume us. We'll be so preoccupied with the problems of the body that we cannot go deeper, right? So reducing the restlessness of the mind through asana is the first step. That's why asana practice. It's not so much about flexibility and strength and all that. All that is important. I'm not saying it's not important. But to be in a pose, to be in a posture long enough so that your mind will settle down. If I'm changing my practice every day, I'm going to a different class, to a different teacher, trying 100,000 gymnastics, that is not going to help my mind to settle down. It will help me to work with my body. So I might achieve a lot with my body. I might even get obsessed with my body. But asana means to be in your body, to be fully inhabiting your body, and to learn to go beyond your body. That your body is not bothering you anymore. And your mind can settle down, be quiet, it can rest. That is asana. Okay? So we'll do a short practice now so that you experience what it is to have that glimpse of that quiet, settled mind. It means that we have to make effort. It's not like some magic, right? That I teach you a posture and some magic will happen to your mind. Every moment you have to be attentive. You have to pay attention. Your mind has to sit on the breath has to sit on your body. And you have to allow the body and the breath to flow together and the mind to be there. Moment to moment to moment. Deeply attentive. Okay? And enjoy it. Because if you're going to not enjoy the practice, the mind will want to run away, right? So bring joy into the practice. So we'll do a short practice and come back.
Sangeeta will be demonstrating. We are going to do 3 asanas today, very simple. Please watch her while she demonstrates and then repeat it 3 times to your comfort level. Yes, because everybody is different. So please stand up where you are. And stand with your feet together or at some comfortable distance, arms by your sides, with your neck and your shoulders and your jaw relaxed. As you inhale, raise your arms from the sides. Keep your feet flat on the ground. Lift your head gently As you exhale, bring your arms down from the sides and bring your gaze back to normal. Please repeat this 3 times. Please take a breath and then stand with your feet slightly apart. Yes, just about a step. As you inhale, lift your arms to shoulder level. As you exhale, slide one arm down your side while lifting the other one overhead, keeping your gaze in the front. As you inhale, bring your arms back to shoulder level as you straighten. Exhale, bend to the other side, sliding your arm down, lifting your arm, keeping your gaze straight. Inhale, straighten up, bringing your arms to shoulder level. Exhale and bring your arms down. Please repeat this 3 times. For this last asana, please use a chair or a table or something in case you are not able to bend forward completely. Please only bend to your comfort level. As you inhale, keep your feet together or as close as you're comfortable. As you inhale, lift your arms from the front so that your arms are by your ears. As you exhale, bend forward and place your arms on the ground or the table or the chair as it works best for your body. Inhale and come up again. So your arms are overhead, straightening up. Exhale and bring your arms down. Please repeat this 3 times. When you are done with your repetitions, please sit down, take a couple of breaths. 5 breaths, Saras says. And when you are ready, please share any questions that you may have on the chat.
Hello. Hi, everyone. It will be nice to look at some of you. You're all sitting in black boxes.
That's me, Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
It's always fascinating how ideas I hear from my dear colleagues, I just use in my own lectures here in my groups as well. It's the first sutra, Atta Yoga Nushasanam. It's always in my lessons. And I help my students say, it's Atta, what does it mean to you this now? Where are you now? What's happening now? And to see this shift to Anushasanam from you today. Thank you very much. I enjoy
Thank you,
to be with you.
Thank you. Yoga sadhana is meant to be a more interactive session. We have to say that we do yoga sadhana with a very small group of people, maybe not more than 25 or 30, because it's a very intimate space where we know every participant. There is active engagement and interaction, and the learning happens through that interaction more than a lecture mode. But unfortunately, now that we are opening it out to a larger audience, we have changed the format slightly for this program, where you're having a practice and a more lecture kind of a mode. But this space that we want all of you to share or ask and reflect is extremely important for us to know what is that you're bringing back for yourself, and how are you looking at this? How are you experiencing this? So we really want you to share. Geeta, are you speaking? You're muted. Geeta Kumar. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had some physical illness for nearly 6 months, and now I have recovered. So I'm also into heartfulness. So anyway, I do my practice, but only for in the meditation, heartfulness meditation, I do for 10-15 minutes, and then the cleansing process for 10-15 minutes. So when I got this, reminder for doing yoga for unity, so I've registered. So I have written in my chat box that I'm here to relearn and, again, get back to yoga, because for the last 6 months I was not well, so I couldn't do much. And I've always enjoyed your sessions, and definitely I'm here to reinforce my whatever yoga principles I've learned and to get back to yoga. So
Thank you.
I think it will be a good journey with you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anne, would you like to go ahead and ask your question?
It's more like sharing. Good evening, everyone. So this is my second time with you, and I'm so happy to be back. I registered the second time because I felt I needed like reinforcement. I'm still traveling on my way, and it's kind of pausing and sometimes going backward. And so I'm very happy to trying the new version. Sharing is never easy, though I know the benefits of it. But I'm still a little afraid of the commitment. It's the hard work part of it. I started yoga like almost a surprise, a coincidence, and it felt good, and it always feels good, but it's like growing bigger every day. So I'm teaching, so I feel the need of growing from the inside now, maybe also because aging.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to be back, but it's more like, what do I do to secure the personal practice, secure the everyday personal practice? I'm practicing every day, but not at the same time, not at the it's regular, but sometimes it would be asana, sometimes it would be meditation, sometimes like I cannot like really secure the time, place, and though I have the need for it, it's always like a big step to be very, very regular. So that's why I'm back today. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. So, do you do gardening? Do you like gardening?
Not really, though I have a nice garden. I'm more like, I love nature, but I'm close to animals more than plants.
Okay.
I loved the sunlight. I love watching the sunlight playing with the leaves around me. Like the leaves are kind of a filter. They've got that special quality of green. But no, I'm not gardening. Sorry.
So the usual analogy given in our text, particularly Yoga Sutra, is about nurturing your practices like you're nurturing this beautiful seed within each one of us. The seed that is capable of a lot of potential. We really don't know what potential we hold. So watering it, making sure there's right amount of sunlight, Sometimes you have to put a fence around it so that other things don't consume your time and space, right? And let it grow, let it grow. After a point, you don't have to do too much of that watering. Initially, you have to do that. That is how we build a practice. So initially, it might seem like hard work, that we are doing the work, but we also have to recognize that the seed has its own energy. The farmer or the gardener is not making the seed grow. It grows. It has that energy. It will manifest. We're only creating conditions for that to happen. So then it doesn't become such hard work, and you'll begin to enjoy the flower and the fruits and the shade, and it will also serve so many other people through you.
May I add something from my personal experience?
Yes, Claudia.
When I got frustrated because I knew I should practice, and some part of me wanted to practice daily, but I just didn't found the way on the mat or whatever stood in the way. Suddenly it came to me that recitating the Gayatri mantra especially, and this attracted me fundamentally. So it doesn't happen where I am. I just start chanting, and when I do some 5 or 10 minutes, then suddenly my body starts to practice as well.
Wow.
And gets into tune. And it was such an amazing experience that repeating words I am familiar with, but I not just really know the literal translation all the time. Doesn't matter at all. It's the sound that gets me working and supports me with my daily practice. So it's not an intellectual I should do, and I know it is very helpful to do, but doing it and experience this flow helps me to keep me on the path. Perhaps might be an idea for the others who asked similar questions. Don't use your brains. Just find another way.
Correct. So in the first chapter of Yoga Sutra, we have a sutra, Yatha Abhimata Dhyana. When you hit roadblocks, meditate on that which draws you the most, which you're resonating with very strongly. So you've chosen the sun, the Gayatri, which has the power to dispel all darkness and energize you. So then that will give you that energy. And that is also inside of you. Beautiful. Sometimes I tell students, just start with one asana. Doesn't matter. Don't have to do the whole thing. Sometimes people think, only if I have 1 hour, I can do my practice. Just start, even if you have 5 minutes, start with something. And that might give you the energy for the next one. That might give you the energy for the next one. And then before you know, you'll spend 20 minutes doing a nice practice. And that is good enough for a beginner. 15 or 20 minutes of daily practice is better than doing 1.5 hours once a week with a group class. I'm not saying you don't do that. Do that, because that brings you back to the intensity and the possibility of a deeper connection. But do a daily practice of 15 or 20 minutes to prepare the body, prepare the breath. So just do that even before you're sitting for your meditation. Might be a great way to connect with the body. Thank you, Claudia, for sharing that.
Saras, Murgesh has typed in a question. I'm very much in following what was discussed, but one or other roadblocks I'm not able to follow, not able to do it consistently, lots of distractions. How to come out?
It's a story of everyone's life. The first question I would like you to really ask yourself is, why do you want to do the practice? Do you have a clear reason for it? And the reason need not be a very high level esoteric reason. It could simply be, I want to stay healthy. I don't want so many aches and pains. I want to focus better. I want to be more efficient. I want to sleep better. I want to digest better. It could be anything. And how desperate are you to achieve that? That could be your starting point. And then also have a long-term goal that we all are sitting on a lot of potential. Like I was saying, even in the Vikshipta state, when you're oscillating, your mind is not so attentive, we're able to achieve so much in life. Then imagine if the mind can be very attentive, very focused, very clear. Imagine how much more we could achieve. And I would really think that if I don't get hurt so much, if I can be more compassionate, if I can be more free, what would that be like? And this is what yoga can offer. So just a small investment. And it's like learning a new habit. That's all it is. It's a new habit that you make time for. Like we make time for many things that we do every day.
There's another question from Madhuri. How to achieve the integration of body, breath, and mind during a practice?
Just do the practice. Just keep doing it. Bring the mind back to the breath. Let the mind follow the breath. Stop, follow the breath, do the movement. Just be very attentive. Have you ever seen a cat? If you watch Tom and Jerry, you watch this Tom waiting at the hole for Jerry to come out, okay, to catch hold of them. So the mind has to be trained to be so attentive. Right? Just pay attention. As if your whole life depends on that. Pay attention. That is how we develop that integration. It's only through practice, nothing else. Initially, it is incompetent. Slowly, it becomes more and more competent. Lekha, Gauri, would you like to add anything to what we've already discussed? Any of the questions? You're sitting quietly.
Yes, I think just the idea of practice, that's what I'm resonating with. The idea of going back again and again, atha, to start afresh every single day, every single moment, no matter what has happened before. So that's the idea that I'm staying with right now.
Gauri?
Putting me on the spot, I notice. I think I actually, Atha has always been the word that we all pay attention to, right? I mean, it's also being mindful now, here. But like Claudia said, we sometimes, that whole idea of Anushasana and connecting that to that Atha really, where am I in the larger scheme of things? And there are times when I need to be only in this moment. I'm only capable of being in this moment. But sometimes that larger picture also eventually starts coming in, and that itself is a habit then. That also becomes like a samskara. So it also helps to listen to the session twice. So today, because, I was just able to listen, it was wonderful.
I don't know how many other living beings live in the past or the future, but as human beings, we live more and more in our past or future. Yoga is about living in the present moment. However beautiful, painful it might be, to be fully anchored in the present moment is yoga. And that is a practice.
And I'm just reflecting on Madhuri's question and your answer. How do you coordinate body, breath, and mind? And you said, just do it. And this is the truth. Because if you just do the practice and you are staying with that breath, there is no space to be with anything else then. And that's all. I mean, it sounds so simplistic. It's like, what is so great? But it's so difficult, right? I mean, sometimes I'm inhaling and exhaling with the movement as I should, but my mind is somewhere else. So, yeah,
Can I just come in for a second?
Yes, Mother.
Yeah. So I heard your, the session which was replayed. See, one of the things that you mentioned is through this coordination, we should actually enter into a space of stillness, basically. That's the next level, basically. So you're coordinating everything where mind enters into a space of stillness where really there is nothing. It's a meditative state. I was really fascinated with that. While a physical movement is being practiced with the mind completely being in it and with the breath synchronizing, and if I can get into that space, that's yoga for me, at least to begin with, really. That's a state to achieve. So, I have practiced with many types of yogas. And I was kind of, I always felt this is not what yoga is. So I was very fascinated when I saw this program. And in fact, I have attended your program last year when you had given a session with Heartfulness again. I was very fascinated. I wanted to follow, more programs. And I was very happy when I actually saw this. It's done by you, conducted by you. So I'm really looking forward for, this practice where I can integrate, coordinate, and get into that space.
Yeah, it is really about stillness, but also it is not absolutely still. If you watch, life is movement. No?
Yes.
It's like a water body. There is a flow, but the flow is so quiet that it is absolutely a clear reflection, like a mirror. Yeah, you got it. Michael, where are you? Are you in Chennai? You're muted.
Yeah, today I just arrived in Chennai, and in the moment
Okay.
I'm in Chennai. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, of course, of the time shift.
Okay.
But I'm happy to see Yoti live on Monday.
Wonderful. Welcome back
Yeah.
to Chennai.
Yeah. Thank you. And I will follow the Sadhana program.
Okay, so should we close for today? Lekha, Gauri and I are so grateful to the Heartfulness Foundation for this opportunity, really, to meet so many of you so many practitioners, aspirants, and just to be on this journey together with you. We're very, very grateful. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.